Good afternoon, everyone. I, Ila Jubiliano, together with Sinaida Daal and Leia Marie Pumarada, are here to discuss about advocacy. But first, let's have our brain teasers, which is, this is called pictogram. I-connect nyo po yung mga images or words para po mag-came up sa answer. Number 1, yes, Mr. Landagan.
That's I understand.
Yes, correct po. And then number 2, yes, ma'am. Yes, Miss Hill.
Split decision.
Yes, very good. The last one, last. Yes, Mr. Landagan. Again.
Advocacy.
Yes, very good. Now let's proceed on our discussion. The discussion is covered. Sige.
So, ayan po, the coverage of our lessons po is the importance of communication and advocacy, ideas in creating advocacy, types of advocacy, and strategies for advocating and advocacy in the Philippines.
So our first topic is what is advocacy? Advocacy is a planned communication and it is focuses on influencing. It refers to any planned communication that aims to accomplish the communication goal of informing, persuading, and inspiring action. It is also a process of influencing people or institution to change. An advocate transmit their advocacy goal to a clear and compelling statement. Through the planned activities and materials, advocacy will make them pay more attention. As an advocate, what we want for them to learn and comprehend our main message spread across a variety of media and then take the desired action. Next po. Next is communication and advocacy importance. It has a power to put you and your project as on a path to significant process. You and your project can make significant progress if you use effective advocacy and communication techniques. The success of any effort depends on its ability to communicate, which is also a key component in achieving its goal. To create a good advocacy, here are some ideas to consider in creating an advocacy plan. This will be discussed by Ms. Pumarada and Ms. Jubiliano.
So, now we will talk about Ideas in creating advocacy plan. First, we need to determine what to seek to achieve. So, in here, so what this means is that when we want to communicate through advocacy, we need to be mindful of what was our goal and spend some time in planning on what you will communicate to get the results you envision or what you want to achieve. For example, you want to have an advocacy about climate change and your goal is to raise awareness about it. So you will plan on what would you do or what will be in your message that will help them to gain awareness about it. So second is develop a purposeful strategies. In It depends on your project and what is needed for it to be effective. You may develop a purposeful communication strategy or plan. This strategy is drawn from the project objectives and answers the questions who communicates or who's the person responsible, what message you want to convey to your audience and who is your audience and what channel will you use and what at what time and how often and how and what at and to achieve what purpose. You need to answer these questions uh, in developing a purposeful strategy.
We need to build a clear message because the most important part, we all know that the most important part of communication is the message in the advocacy. Build a message that specify what people want to know and remember. And then the invite feedback. Invite feedback is the is very important in advocacy because it helps us develop our advocacy. It's important It is important to test the effect of the message and the communication tool before finalizing it. Then, after that, we can adjustment based on the receiver's feedback. Next,
There are six types of advocacy. First is self-advocacy. It acknowledges that people are expert through their experience and encourage them to speak up about the issue that are significant to them. It implies that people are able to express their thoughts and feelings to others and to request the things they want and need. Self self advocacy aims to help people make decisions about what they want and carry out action to attain it. In self advocacy, the person evaluates his or her own needs after evaluating a circumstance or issue. Supporting people to self advocate as much as they are able to is a primary goal of all forms of advocacy. Next. Group advocacy involves individuals with similar values getting together in groups, inter- interact, and speak out on problems that are significant to them. These organizations seek to affect public opinion, public policy, and service delivery. They range widely in terms of size, influence, and motivation. It is common practice to include representatives of neighbor organizations on planning committees and to involve them in the commissioning and oversight of health. Next po.
So, non-instructed advocacy. It's necessary when a person is still not able to express their opinions after receiving guidance. So, non-instructed advocacy is taking affirmative actions with or on behalf of a person who is unable to give a clear indication of their views or wishes in a specific situation. It seeks to uphold the person's rights, ensure fair and equal treatment and access to services, and make certain that decision is taken with due considerations for their unique preferences and perspec- perspectives. So in overall, it is getting support from another person or making or having a substitute to help them express their views or wishes and help them stand up for their rights. So, advocacy refers to an individual's assistance given by advocates with a person using services who has a comparable disability or experiences. So, it sometimes means that people who have experienced the same things they feel have a better understanding and can be more supportive. This happens this happens, for example, between children who may live together in a children's home. Those experiencing mental ill health and those with a learning disability, they often only had each other for company and were away others in the community. There was no one else to speak up for them other than their fellow residents. As people with learning disability began to learn more about the rights and obligations of citizenship, more of them more of them are speaking up for each other. And another example is a student who looks out for other students who are being bullied or who are isolated from other students and help them out by making sure that they are included and protected from harm. However, students don't like to see bullying, but they may not know what to do when it happens. So, this is the importance of peer advocacy. And peer advocacy is speaking out on the behalf of others. It is unique approach that empowers students to protect those targeted by bullying.
Next is the citizen advocacy. It is accomplished by establishing deep relation between disabled person and not only by disabled person but also the citizens inside the community who is at risk area of their lives. Citizen advocacy aims to involve in their local community by enabling them to have a voice and to make decisions about the things that affect their lives. Citizens advocates are ordinary members of the local community. They are unpaid and usually operate with the support from coordinated team. Next po. Next is the professional advocacy. By the word itself, it involves to boost one's own career with a focus on lowering the obstacles to counselors' ability to offer assistance. And also, they their action those actions that they promote positively their professions. Next po.
To influence change, you don't need to be in a position of authority, but you do need to know how to tell your message. So these are the 5 steps for effective advocacy. First is know your fact. Once you've chosen a topic for which you have a strong interest, do your research. Make sure you are aware of the facts and consider the opposing viewpoints. It's really simple to find false information, so make sure you do your research. Next is listen to the people you want to help. Talk to those who have experienced the effects of the subject you are promoting directly, and pay close attention as you listen. Bring their thoughts to light in such a way that others will learn about and comprehend the issue. The third one is engage with the community. You need to build persistence in addition to being informed. You'll need a group of supporters you will work with you to start a movement in order to do this. Speaking to powerful people like your lecturers, local authorities, and members of community is also a very important for gaining support. Next is build relationship. Develop connections within your town. Become familiar with your mayor, commissioner, and local decision maker. You can assist someone in recognizing a need or issue. Sometimes what you say will be the only information that they ever receive about the problem. And the last one is don't give up. Keep in mind that it will take some time. You cannot simply appear once or twice and anticipate change. You need to be persistent and patient. Next po.
So we will talk about now the examples of advocacy in the Philippines. So in here, Isa Barty, Maita Jalandoni, Clara Patterson have an advocacy about find, funding the forest by restoring the ancestral lands of the Yangil Tribe. For them, it is it is ano funding the forest is a response to a duty that they feel we all have to our home and to the future of each and every life that has ever touched our world. They said that by restoring the ancestral lands of the Yangil tribe, we are able to battle the climate crisis, provide sustainable livelihoods for the tribe, as well as create a new oasis for wildfire to thrive once again. They've called it extraordinary for anyone to care about something other than themselves. For them, we need to change this narrative. We need to make it the norm and we need to change now. Now is the time to be brave enough to start. That is that is their advocacy. So next is
Another examples of advocacy is by Mr. Yak Chai, which is Marine Wildlife Watch of the Philippines, but and their goal is by conserving the marine biodiversity in the Philippines. And we all know that Philippines are rich in marine diversity.